join the army today. MecArmy. Balance is pretty good. I'm proud to be an American. Something, something, something. Bum, 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 bum. All right, guys, let's get into this review. All right, let's pop this baby open. Beautiful textured box. Actually has a really nice, see if you can see that, really nice texture to it. Nice stamping of the company information. Let's crack this baby open. Nice. And it has the same beautiful textured material that's on the bag that is on the box. So that's a really nice touch. High-end bag, by the way. This is some diesel paracord drawstrings, plastic tips on here. This is pretty cool. And even the box has a nice egg crate cushion in it. Gives you your little tool. But let's get inside and see what we got in the bag. All right, pulling it out, and it comes sealed in another little plastic bag, probably to keep some of the dust out. And here is this beautiful piece. Now, it says stamped on the package, on the plastic anyway, that this was the copper and black version. So we've got the copper and black, and it looks really, really sharp. I'm really into the look of this. I love black, and I love things that accent black. So this has a really, really nice accent. Now, it's a very different shape for a spinner, and we'll get into some of the specifics in a minute, but just take a look overall at the appearance. It's really fun. Again, loving how that copper pops through the black, really sharp. Okay, so let's do a nice close-up of the piece and get a little tracking on that. I want to make sure you can see the coloring and so the black doesn't get lost in my shirt. It's a really cool looking piece. I mean, it's really funky. And now you can see too that this is a very different style of spinner. You have a black piece, right? And then you have this copper piece underneath it. And then you've also got black on the back, right? So it's actually a layered spinner. It's 3 different layers. You've got the black layer, you've got the copper layer, and then you've got the black layer again. And they're all screwed together with, as you can see, there's screws. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got our 4 screws there. We've got our 3 different layers. And then we even have a little hook if you wanted to hook that on a keychain, similar to the way the torque bar has the little space for a hook as well. Now, if you can see this here, on this end it says their company name, MecArmy. And then on the other end it says the product name, GP1, and it looks to be potentially some sort of serial code or barcode there. And as you might have saw when I was showing you the end pieces, this particular one, it looks like a little bit of the black might have got off and got on the copper on this particular one. So if we zoom in here, you can kind of see there's a little bit of black along the copper here. Some black smudges along the front of the ridge here. And a tiny bit right there. So I'm sure that's something I can take a rag and get off. But this one did come with a little bit of extra black on the copper, and that copper is most likely going to patina anyway, so that's not the biggest of deal, but just wanted to point that out as far as taking it out of the box, there is a little bit of smudge on the copper. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look inside this thing. Now we're going to unscrew the cap. And now remember, on this version, this is black, but don't get it twisted. This isn't black stainless. This is black titanium over copper. So it's a really nice piece. And usually a titanium piece tends to be very, very expensive. And this is a fairly well-priced piece. So here we go, taking the caps out. And caps are just fairly basic caps, no biggie there. And then we can see our bearing is in the middle. And I'm sure if we unscrew all of the different screws here, which I'm not going to do for this review, but we can pop the bearing out. It's a very nice bearing. They claim 2 to 3 minute spin times. And The interesting thing about this particular spinner too is, and I love the design element of this, is because they put these little slashes in here, you can do things with those. You can put in some vials in there if you wanted to, and you can make this glow. You can kind of create your own little customized piece, because potentially if you had more than one of these, you could unscrew, you could swap out the plates, and it makes it kind of fun. You can kind of make it your own. But you know me, more than anything, I want to know if I can fidget with it. That's my main focus. Now, this is kind of unique for a fidget spinner. A lot of fidget spinners don't have this bar aspect when you're looking at a two-arm spinner. A lot of them have a little bit of a groove. For example, if I look at the executive spinner, this one has a groove, so your finger gets in that groove when it spins it. Catches in that groove every time. This one, of course, doesn't have that groove. It's a flat surface, so it's a little bit of a different experience, but let's see how it spins and let's see how the finger catches it. Now, I got a feeling that I'm going to like it because it has these little grooves here, and so my finger can potentially catch on that. But I am used to spinning with my finger more towards the middle. I will say though, it spins pretty smooth. Definitely hear it. Definitely has a sound. There's no denying that. You hear the sound when it's up like this, and definitely hear some sound when it's like this. But to be honest with you, it's not that crazy. I mean, somebody could hear it if you were in a classroom and it was silent, but it's really not that crazy. One of the things I'm really digging about this is I love the way the copper pops through. So it's like the whole thing's black, and then you see the copper pop through along the top and along towards the button there. That's kind of fun. But after playing with it, I'm finding that it's easy to flick. And that's actually what happens is my finger gets caught in this section right here, in this little hook. My finger gets caught in there, and it makes it for an easy spin. Or, this is kind of fun too, my finger actually goes where the vents are. So you can kind of spin it off the face of the plate right there, or you can go down and hook it in there. And obviously you can two-hand spin and all that as well. Let's try for a table spin. Table spin's really nice. Definitely loud. I'm sure you guys can hear it from here, but the colors, the look, the appearance is really solid. And this is what surprises me the most. It has a really balanced finger spin. Now, sometimes you only get a really solid balanced finger spin like this with a 3-arm or a 4-arm spinner, but I got a really solid finger spin, and I even put it on a slant to see if it could handle the slant. Sometimes when you put a spinner on a slant, if it's a little bit unbalanced, it'll start to wobble and fall, and this one's held out pretty good. Actually hasn't moved at all. Now here's the cool thing, I haven't even told you the price point. Now for you to go out and buy a titanium spinner that has this scratch resistant coating on it, corrosion resistant coating on it, also has this cool layered look with copper. I mean, generally you're looking at a titanium spinner is going to be over $150 pretty easy. And this is kind of where MecArmy really comes in big. Not only are they giving you kind of a unique style, a layered piece, something very different out of the box, and something you can customize if you wanted to pop vials in. Not only all of that, but you have a titanium spinner that is in the $60 range. And that's crazy. That's crazy. For that alone, even if you didn't like the style, the layout, the look, even if you were really sold on, you know, your executive, 3-arm spinner, or if you like something smaller like the Secret Service spinner that everybody's really going for right now, even if you weren't into something like this, and you said, let me get something new, let me get something different, but let me pop up and try to see if I can find titanium, then I would say this is a pretty reasonable buy. I mean, 60 bucks, 65 bucks maybe for some of the other versions, I think. 60 bucks, I believe. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. If you're looking for something unique, I'm digging this piece. If you're really stuck and you like to have your finger grips and you like to be in the middle and you like to have, you really like the finger catch, then you might be like, But honestly, because they put these little hooks down here, it does the job. It does the same type of thing that my finger does when it gets caught in here. I mean, I get a little bit more reaction time because there's 3 arms, so that means there's 3 gaps here that I can put my finger, versus here is only 2. But if you look at it, you actually have the hook here, the hook here, the hook here, and then the hook here. So you can actually catch it and spin it off of 4 different spots. Plus, of course, you can spin it off the plate as well, which is I was sharing before, which is kind of fun. Because then you can kind of practice and catch it on the plate too, which is a little bit fun. So 60 bucks, titanium, solid buy. Check this out, MecArmy. I'm gonna mess with this for a few days. Maybe in one of my other future reviews, I'll give you a little feedback on it, because it's cool, it's unique. It's something that isn't out there yet. The layered look, it's kind of funky. I bet you more people will start doing that now, but it's a really funky look, and I dig it. So I give this MecArmy piece a thumbs up. Alright guys, thanks so much for joining me on this product review of the MecArmy GP1 Spinner. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and click the like button, go ahead and click the subscribe button, and leave your comments about what you think about the GP1 Spinner below. I'm really excited to check it out and see what you guys think about this really unique spinner. Check out some of our other great videos, and hope to see you guys real soon. Alright, peace.